Welcome back. In this video, I'll show you how you can use a Python script to add more XYZ tile base maps to your QGIS installation. I'll then show you a couple of extra utility scripts so you can start thinking about how you could use Python in your own workflows. The first thing we need is a Python script to add these base maps, and Class Carlson or Clarklar has kindly uploaded these to his GitHub page. I'll put a link for that in the description below, and once we get to the script I can click on this raw button in GitHub. That shows just the code. You'll notice at the top we have got some instructions on how to run it, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do. I can right click on this page, save page as. Notice that the file extension is .py, that means that it's a Python source file, and it's called QGIS basemaps. I'll hit save. I've already done this once, so I'll replace it. Now we've got our script. Back in QGIS, I'd like to run the script that I've just saved, and to do that we can use the Python console. So if I go up to the plugins on the menu toolbar, I can go to Python console. You can access this via a shortcut key using Ctrl-Alt-P as well. Once that console opens, we can see the terminal right here. Now you can't just copy and paste this in because we have multiple lines, so we'd like to run the script as a whole. To do that, we can use this button, Show Editor, and that allows us to run entire scripts from our Python console. There is a little button here saying Open Script, and if I click on that, I'll be able to add in the script that I just downloaded from GitHub. So I'll select that, open it up, and the script pops in. Now I do recommend reading through this script and trying to make sense of it. If you are not a Python coder or programmer, you can always copy and paste and put this into ChatGPT or similar and ask it to explain what is going on, but it is fairly human readable. Now to run this script, all I need to do is hit the green arrow that says Run Script. Off it goes, and it has completed. Back in the browser, if I hit refresh, nothing happens. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to restart QGIS, so I will get on and do that, and you'll be able to see the changes. Here I am back in QGIS, and if I drop down the XYZ tiles in the browser, you can see we have a plethora of base maps that we can add into QGIS. So if I double click Bing Virtual Earth, in it comes. Don't forget that these are largely going to be in Web Mercator EPSG 3857. And on top of that, if you are using maps created by other providers, do give proper attribution and make sure you know what rights you have if using them in production. Now let's look at a couple of utility scripts. Here I have a project open and I'd like to know what the CRS of each layer is. I could do this by hanging over each layer, and you can see that the coordinate reference system, or CRS, in this case is EPSG 4326, and for the next layer, and for the next layer, just hanging the mouse over them to get more information. Now that's okay if you've only got a few layers and fairly consistent CRSs, but if you have a project with a lot of layers and a lot of different CRSs, you may want to automate this, and that's where Python comes in. Don't know how to write Python? Not a problem. Here I am in ChatGPT. There are other robot overlords available, and I'm just going to ask a simple question or give it a simple prompt. I'm using QGIS and would like a Python script to list the CRS of each layer in my current project. Printing them in the console is fine. Let's see what we get. Excellent, that looks fine. I'm going to copy that code, switch back into Q. Back in QGIS, I am going to open up the Python console, and to do that I can use the shortcut key this time, Ctrl-Alt-P. Here's the console, open up the editor once again, and I'm going to paste in the code that ChatGPT provided. If I hit run on this, I get the name of each layer in my current project and the EPSG code as well. Very useful. If I wanted to save this script to use again, I can save as, save it somewhere like QGIS scripts, and then I'll have it to use again. Perhaps we'd like to know the number of features in each layer as well. So I can hop back into ChatGPT and give it another prompt. Don't forget to say thanks. It might come back in spades of karma later in life. And hit run. There we go. I'll copy that code. Back into QGIS, I can start a new script or a new editor and paste in the ChatGPT results and hit run. And there we have the number of features. It's important to point out you can also do this in the GUI or the general user interface just by going to right click and show feature count. That will give you a feature count all the time so you can see what's happening. Does it match up? Of course it does. Okay, that's a couple of different scripts that you can use within the Python console in QGIS. If you've got suggestions or questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching and happy mapping.